Hello to all, and welcome back to Tally CA Connect. It is so good to meet you all today back at this forum discussing TallyPrime once again. So, today we will explore the TallyPrime dashboard feature to convert the accounting data into meaningful financial insights, and you can improve the overall visibility on the business performance. And what better time to do it in the March end when the books are almost ready? So, this session will demonstrate how you can monitor key financial indicators and track receivables, payables effectively. And we will also cover a little bit on how you can import bank statements directly into TallyPrime. That will help speed up your analysis, and you can deliver greater value to your clients. So I'm very glad that even today we have a new expert to our forum. Please join me in welcoming CA Shreyansh Kothari ji, practicing CA from Kolkata with experience in audit, GST, corporate law, mergers and acquisitions. He specializes in integrating technology into professional practice through Excel automation, Power Query, AI tools, and structured compliance systems. He has been regularly conducting sessions at ICI branches, study circles on automation driven compliance and data based audit practices. He is also a faculty contributor at ICI's AI program. So, thank you so much, Shreyanshi, for your time for CA Connect Forum and for suggesting this topic, which I can definitely say has been a very underutilized one. So I'm sure a lot of CAs here will it will be new for them to learn something and hope we can add value to their practice. So please welcome to our CA Connect forum. While this is your first session, it will definitely not be the last. So let's start. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Komalji. It has been a delight to address the Tally community. Like we have been using Tally for a large part of our time, but like I'm blessed to be given this opportunity. So let's start with today's topic. So dashboard is a very underutilized, very underrated feature, which has been there in Tally since Tally 4.0. So now we are using Tally 7, but still many of us don't use Tally. We don't use Tally dashboard feature, which is very powerful but yet very underrated. So let's explore this feature. So sharing my screen. So this is a basic gateway of Tally. Here there's a feature here in the Tally 4.0, which is a dashboard feature. In the gateway of Tally, there's a feature here, dashboard. So this is we are taking a demo company here just to demonstrate like how we can use the dashboard feature. So let's open this dashboard feature. So sorry. This is the default dashboard which we get when we open a dashboard feature in this Tally. So the shortcut to open dashboard is O. On the gateway of Tally, when we press O, we'll go to the dashboard. Any doubts here? Anyone? So
As of now,
I hope
there is
everyone.
no comment in the chat. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
So we'll request
So we
everyone,
can.
if in case of a immediate comment, you can put in the chat, or for questions, you can put in the Q&A as well.
Okay. So here we have got a lot of visualizations. Like these are basically tiles. These which we refer to as tiles. Like the sales trend, this is one tile. Purchase trend, this is a separate tile. Cash inflow outflow is a separate tile. Trading details is a separate tile. Asset liabilities and so on and so forth. So these are separate tiles. We can create. This is a default dashboard which the Tally gives us. We can also create customized dashboards according to our requirements. Say I'm a CFO of a company or a CEO of a company, so I would be requiring a different visualization. I would be requiring different requirements which I want to see. So yeah, and one more thing is, say suppose I'm a CFO, so I don't want to go into the technicalities of the balance sheet, profit and loss, and all that stuff. When as soon as I open the tally, the dashboard should appear the first in the tally, not the gateway of tally option. So how we can do that? There's an option here in tally. Like here, there's an option F1, help. There we have an there we have an option called startup. There is an option called settings. In settings, we have an option called startup. F1 help, then settings, then startup. Startup, there's an option called open dashboard on loading a company. Open dashboard on loading a company. We have अपने F1 में गए, उसमें सेटिंग्स में गए, उसमें स्टार्टअप में गए. उसके बाद एक ऑप्शन आता है ओपन डैशबोर्ड ऑन लोडिंग अ कंपनी. इसको अपने यस कर देंगे एंड विल क्लोज दिस. कंट्रोल ए विल क्लोज दिस. एंड एक बार अपने कंपनी बंद करके वापस ओपन करते हैं. मैंने कंपनी शट डाउन किया एंड एक बार इसको वापस ओपन करते हैं. तो तो यू कैन सी मैंने अभी कंपनी ओपन किया. सो ये सीधा डैशबोर्ड पे खुल रहा है. दिस इज नॉट ओपनिंग ऑन द ट्रेडिशनल गेटवे ऑफ टैली सिंस वी हैव कॉन्फ़िगर्ड इट इन दिस वे. ओके. तो इस तरह से अपने अगर किसी को डैशबोर्ड पर्सनलाइज व्यू करना है तो वो आप सेटअप कर सकते हो, जिससे सबसे पहले वो आपका डैशबोर्ड ही खुलेगा. तो एक बार ये डैशबोर्ड के फीचर्स को अपने एक्सप्लोर करते हैं. अगर आप इसके राइट साइड में जाओगे, यहाँ पे फर्स्ट फीचर है पीरियड. अगर आप पीरियड पे अपने क्लिक करते हैं, डैशबोर्ड अपने ओपन किया, अपने पीरियड पे आप यहाँ पे क्लिक करोगे तो ये यहाँ पे आपका ये जो पीरियड आ रहा है, दिस इज ये आपका स्पेसिफिक स्टाइल के लिए आ रहा है. सेल्स ट्रेंड के टाइल के लिए आप पीरियड चेंज कर सकते हो ऑल्ट F2 करके. F2 या ऑल्ट F2 करके आप इसका पीरियड चेंज कर सकते हो. नाउ सपोज मेरे को जितने जो भी सारे टाइल्स है डैशबोर्ड में, मेरे को सबका पीरियड एक साथ चेंज करना है. तो हाउ वी कैन डू दैट? आप कंट्रोल F2 प्रेस करोगे तो अगर आप यहाँ देखो चेंज पीरियड.
Priyanshi,
यस.
sorry to interrupt you.
यस.
So,
यस प्लीज.
we have a pan-India audience actually, so
ओके.
it will be better if we continue in English only.
Okay,
Um,
okay, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So I was saying this, like when we open a dashboard, there's an option called F2 period. So here, if we change a period, that period changes specifically for a specific tile and not for the entire dashboard. Now, suppose we have to change the period for the entire dashboard. How can we do that? By pressing Control plus F2, we get an option called change period bracket all tiles. Like all tiles in a specific dashboard, we can change the period here. Suppose I've given 1/4/2024 to earlier it was 25/26. Now I've given 1/4/24 to 31st March 25. So if you'll observe, the period has changed for all the tiles and not for a specific tile. Right. For the sales trend, it's 1st April 24, 31st March 25, as well as for the purchase trend, for the trading details, asset and liabilities, top groups and ledgers, accounting ratios, etc., and so forth. Right. So this is the way we can change the period. Now let's build a custom dashboard as per our requirement. So this is simply my thinking. I have designed a custom dashboard as per my requirements. So this can vary from person to person. This is just depending on what you think and what requirements you have. You can customize the dashboard as per your requirements. And one more thing. If you're thinking that like in PowerPoint or Power BI, you can just click on the dashboard and you can drag it to someplace else. You cannot do that to just change the position of a dashboard from one place to another. There's a separate method for this. We'll go to that feature in a while. Right. So first we delete all the tiles here. So how to do that? Simple, like as we do in all the tally, if we want to delete any tally voucher entry, how do we do that? Alt D. So in similar way, we can delete all the tiles here by Alt D. We select a tile and we press Alt D. We get an option remove. We press yes. In a similar way, we have to remove all the tiles here. So this is a blank canvas. Like we have cleared the entire dashboard. This is a blank canvas. Like we say in AI, like this is a time of generative AI. So everyone has their own requirements, has their own brain, has their own thinking ability. So this we have been given a like a clean dashboard, and we have to fill the colors, we have to fill the requirements as per our customization, right? So now we have to sorry, just a second. Yeah. So now we have to add separate tiles to build a dashboard. So how we
Shreyanshi, your voice has gotten a little low, I think.
hello? Yeah,
Yeah,
am I
this
audible?
is perfect. Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, sorry. So now we have to add separate tiles to build our custom dashboard. So how we can do this? There's an option on the right side, if you'll observe, add tile. So we can click there, or we can press Alt A. So in both the ways, we can add a tile. So if we press Alt A, we get a lot of options here, like for accounting, for inventory, cash and bank, statutory. So from all this, we can create separate tiles, which will give us like different KPIs, so we can analyze the company financials and all. So let's start with the first tile. So I'm taking here first tile. I'm taking cash and bank account. We have this cash bank feature here. So there's a cash and bank account here. So I'll click on this. So it automatically comes here. Cash in hand is this much, bank account is this much. Right. Now this is the system configured. I want to customize the style. So how to customize the style? If you'll see the option in the right side, there's an option called configure tile. Alt by pressing here or by pressing Alt C, we can configure the style. So I'll press Alt C. Let's see what it happens. We can change the name of the tile. Like I write cash and bank balances. So cash in hand group, show bank balance, bank accounts, closing balances, since you have to see the closing balance, data. There's an option here of data and graph also. So like if we select graph here, we get two types of graph here, bar graph and a line graph. But since this is a cash and bank account closing balance only, we'll prefer data only here. So then there's a scale factor. We select lakhs, sorting method normal, this. So this is how our first tile will appear. Cash and bank balance, cash in hand, bank account. So are we clear till this? Any queries? Anyone? Yes. Okay. So is this what everyone feels? Is this feature helpful? The dashboard feature here. Like if you think it is helpful, please write helpful in the chat. Everyone. Yeah, seems helpful. Very helpful. Helpful. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you. So let's proceed further. Let's go to the next tile. So now we have seen the cash and bank. Now I want to see the sales figure here. Uh, Komalji, there are two raise of hands. Are there any queries or anything?
No, so we'll
Okay,
take the questions of the
at the
raised hands
last.
towards the end. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. So we'll add a new tile.
Shreyanshi, you're on mute if you're saying something.
Sorry, it went by mistake. Uh, so we'll add a new tile here of sales amount. So we'll add a new tile by Alt A. There's an option of trading details here, like the trading and profit and loss. So this is what the default comes. We'll configure this. We'll write sales. We'll give the name of the tile as sales. Type of profit none. Show sales amount yes. I'll take revenue from operations since my sales are recorded in the revenue from operations group. Purchase account I say no. Now again this is I want the data only in lakhs. Default yes. So this is the sales figure which is coming. We have added two tiles here. One is the cash and bank, one is the sales. Now we'll add one more tile here, which is a profit. Like profit is very important for any company. So we'll add the profit here. Again, we'll do the same thing. Alt A. We can go to the trading details here. Again, we'll configure this. We'll write, say, profitability. We'll select net profit. Sales, no. Purchase, no. Yes. Data. We'll give percentage here. Lakhs. So this is configured. So the profit is coming at 8.9 CR, which is 11.68% of the sales. So we have added three tiles here. One is the cash and bank. Simply have to see like on the like real time basis what is the cash and bank balance available to us so that we can plan accordingly our income and expenses. Our sales, how much sales we have achieved, how much sales like what is the sales run rate which we are going, and what are the profit which we are earning. Right? This is the these are the three KPIs which we have added here, or the three tiles in a dashboard. Now now if you'll observe, if I want to scroll without the use of mouse, if I want to scroll to between these tiles through with the keyboard, how can we do that? If you will do with the like the left and right navigation keys, it won't work. So you have to press Control and then click on the navigation keys, then it will work left and right. And in Tally, there's a default numbering which goes horizontal wise. So this is the first tile. This is sales is the second position tile. Profitability is the third position tile. Right now, if I want to change the position of sales, say I want sales in the first. So how can we do that? We will configure the sales part at the last in the last option. If you will see any if you'll configure any tile, there's a last option in every tile which is position of the tile. You just write one here. Now see what happens. So the sales has moved to the first position, right? And if you'll observe one more thing, like if you go in any tile, you will get different type of options here. Like for sales we are getting a different type of option. Sorry, for cash and bank, if we configure, we get a different type of option. So we get a different type of option in every type of tile which we create, right? So again, I configure this. I want cash and bank in the first position. Sorry. So are we able to change the position of the tiles? Is this good? Uh, yeah. Okay. Good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can add multiple companies in the dashboard. So we'll see this. We'll see this later. So let's add a different tile here. Now I want all the like I want the customers. I want the debtors who are outstanding, like the top five debtors who are outstanding. I want a bird's eye view of that. So how can we do that? We'll add a new tile. So we'll select this time. We'll select the top groups and ledgers. There's an option in accounting, top groups and ledger. We'll select that. They will take debtors. So in my case, in my company, there's trade receivables instead of sundry debtors. In many of the companies, you will see sundry debtors group. In many companies, you will see trade receivables. If we have customized that grouping, the name of the group from sundry debtors to trade receivables. So I'll take trade receivables. Okay. So again, this is coming. It's coming the general option, top groups and ledgers. So we'll configure this. I'll write top five customers, trade receivables, highest to lowest. Now we can do this group wise as well as ledger wise. Now, what do I mean by group wise? Suppose in many companies there are groups of debtors, be it like region wise there are groups. For eastern region, there is a group of debtors for eastern region, for west region, for south region, for north region, and for the central region. They can also be groups as from stock item wise. Like for stock item one, there's a group of debtors. For stock item two, there can be a group of debtors. So we can do this group wise also, and we can do this ledger wise also. We are doing it with ledger wise. Now, this is the most important option. This is a beautiful option here in trade receivables. We are getting four options here: net transactions, debit transactions, credit transactions, and closing balances. So let's help you all help me out. So for trade receivables, like I want the top five customers. So which option should I take here? Net transaction, debit, credit, or closing balance? Please, everyone, please reply. So I got, yeah, debit, closing, debit, debit, closing, debit. Yeah, so we are getting a mixed option, net or closing, but still depends. Okay. So yeah, we are getting a mixed option here. So again, like trade receivables, when we pass an entry of a sales with trade receivables will get debit or credit. It gets debit, right? So we are talking about the top five customers. We are not talking about the top five customers whose balances are outstanding. So the closing balance represents the outstanding amount which is receivable from the customers. And I'm talking about the top five customers. That means like for a customer, how much business that the customer has given us. So the maximum business goes from the debit transactions and not from the closing balances. So am I clear till now? Any confusion? Any queries? Okay. Okay, so I can continue further. Yeah. So yeah. So I'll take here debit transactions. Show group ledger with zero balances we don't require. Then number of group ledgers to display. Please repeat this one, sir. We what I was saying is for debtors. For debtors, closing balance represent the amount which is receivable from the debtors, and the debit transaction represents the total amount of a business which the specific debtor or the receivable has given us during the specified period. Right. So as per our heading, it's top five customers. So what we are trying to implicate here is what are the top five customers who have given us the maximum business during the specified period. So that's why we are taking debit transactions and not closing balances. I hope you have addressed your queries. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go to five. Here we can do data, graph, and data and graph both. So I'll go with data now in lakhs. So these are the five parties whose trade receivables are the highest. Okay. Now I want to. So this is clear. Any confusion here? Okay. Yeah. So now I want to see whether out of all the customers, whose customer balances are outstanding, and what are the top five outstanding balances. So either I can add a new tile, or I can configure the style. So I'll configure this style only. So I'll do this customer outstanding top five. Now here we'll take closing balances. So, so if you'll observe the parties which are coming in the top five customers and the parties whose outstanding balances are coming in need not be the same. There can be difference. So these are the customer outstanding top five. Similarly, if you want the suppliers whose outstanding balances, like what we have to pay, that we want. How we can add this? I'll again click on Alt A. Again go to top groups and ledgers. Here we'll go to trade payables, which in my case is trade payables, but not necessarily in your case also. You can select sundry creditors also if your company grouping is in that way. So I'll select trade payables. I'll again configure this style. I'll write vendor outstanding top five. I'll go to trade payables, closing balances. Now again, if it was top five vendor not outstanding, we'll take credit transactions and not debit transactions. I hope that is clear. Okay. So I'll take the closing balance, 5, data only, and we'll scale to lakhs. So since my company has it has less vendors, so it is showing 3 vendors only. Now suppose, let's do one more thing. Now suppose in customer outstanding, I want the top 10 debtors, top 10 customers whose amount are outstanding and not top 5. So we can again configure the style. We can go to here, number of groups as your display. I'll write 10. You can write as many as you want. It need not be 5 or 10. You can take 7, 8, 11, 20, 90, anything. So I've taken this. Now, if you'll observe, I can see only 6 parties here and not all the parties. This is because Tally has predefined the tile size. So, but again, there's a turnaround to this, which we can see. There's an option if you'll see in the right side, expand tile. So when you are on this tile, you click on just Alt V. So the tile get expanded and you get all the 10 parties here. So this will again give you a better picture of the top 10 customers whose amount are outstanding. And again, if you want to go into that, you can go into the that ledger specifically, like directly from here, not you have to go to the get your tally and do that. So I want to see, suppose the first party. I'll click on enter here. I'll I'll directly go into that party's ledger, and I can see on the voucher wise details. Right? Okay. I'll again configure this to 5. Okay. Now I so what we have done till now, cash and bank balances, sales, profitability, top 5 customers outstanding, top 5 vendors outstanding. Alternatively, we can also see the top 5 customers who have given us the maximum business and top 5 vendors, like we have who have given us the maximum like services, and we have to make them the payment, right? So now we go to one more field, which are the expenses part. So any query here, anything, any queries here till now, any confusion, anything? Okay. If everything is clear, please click OK in the chat, everyone. So I get a understanding like I'm going good or what, or like I'm speaking and no one is getting anything. So yeah, okay. Thanks a lot. So yeah, so I'll start with the next style. I'll add expenses. So how we can do this? One way to get into the expenses is through top groups and ledgers. Here you can add indirect expenses or direct expenses, purchases, employee benefit, etc. But if I want to see the purchases, direct and indirect expenses all together, how we can do this? So there's one more option. So we have added the style. Now we have to remove the style. We know how to add a tile. We know how to configure a tile. Now how to remove the style? You will see one more option on the right side, remove tile. So Alt D. You just press on Alt D, the tile gets removed, right? And now again, like how we can add expenses all together, like purchases, direct expenses, indirect expenses. We'll click on Alt A. We'll go to a trading details. Instead of going to the top groups and ledgers, we are this time going into the trading details. We'll configure this. I'll write here expense details. I'll remove the profit part. I'll remove the sales. Purchase, yes. Direct expenses, yes. I'll select the group. So I'll take direct expenses only. Indirect expenses, yes. I'll select, since my indirect expenses are grouped in as other expenses, so I'll select other expenses here. I'll select data in lakhs, sorting method normal. So yeah, so this is how it's coming. Since there are no purchases and direct expense, since this data is of a professional service company, not a manufacturing company, so you're not getting any purchase account or direct expenses yet. You're mainly getting indirect other expenses only, like rent, auditor remuneration, legal professional fees, membership subscription, printing and stationery, and all that. Okay. Now, yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Neeraj ji. We can filter this as per the cost center. Like if you're maintaining on the cost center basis, you can add this. So since I'm not maintaining, I'll not see the option here. But you can see you can see one option here, show inactive. If we'll click on this, say you'll see one cost center trend or top cost centers. So in this way, you can configure the tile or the information cost center wise also. I hope I've addressed your query, Neeraj ji. Okay, thank you. So I'll go to the next tile. Now I want to see the sales trend. Like I've got the sales here. I want to see the periodic sales, like how much the sales is increasing, decreasing. So I'll add one more tile. Yeah, am I audible? Okay. So I'll add one more tile here of sales trend. I'll, hello. I'll click on alt. I'll click on alt A here. There's an option called sales trend. I click on sales trend. So I'm getting this sales trend here. So I'll configure this. I want to see quarterly sales trend rather than monthly. So I'll rename this as quarterly sales trend. I'll click on quarterly graph. So this is the first tile in which we are using graph rather than the data. So we are taking graph here. We'll take line. There are two types of graph available, line and bar. So we are taking line. We'll click on OK. So in this way, we can see the quarterly sales trend. And the beautiful part is, if we'll select anyone, like if I select this July to September, there's a yellow highlight there. I'll click on enter. So I go to the voucher wise detail of that period specifically, which we can see here. Now again, October, December, I click on enter. I'll get into the October, December period. So, okay. Now, now we'll see the expense trend, like the expenses trend for the, we only have other expenses. So you'll see the other expense trend. So I'll again click on Alt A and click on group trend. Since we have a group of other expenses, I'll click on group trend and click on other expenses. I get a trend of other expenses. I'll configure this. I'll write quarterly. No, I'll write rather expense trend. Other expenses, net transactions, monthly. I'll click on quarterly. graph, line, or this time let's see. Let's take bar instead of line. Okay. So yeah. So in this way we can see the expenses. So the highest amount of expenses in the fourth quarter and the lowest is in the second quarter. You will click enter in any specific. You will go into the expense details. Okay. So now I want to configure this. I want to arrange the position of the tiles. So let's see how we can do this. So this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I want the quarterly sales trend below the sales, right? So which position do we have to go here? Which position, sir? Anyone? Please write in the chat box. Five, 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 five. Right. Okay. So we'll select the quarterly sales trend. We'll configure. We'll change the position to five. So is our position right? Yeah. So you'll get sales, quarterly sales trend. Okay. Now there's an expense detail, expense trend. Just a second. Okay. So I missed one tile. I've written the customer outstanding. I also want the vendor outstanding. I think I have added here. Yeah, I don't know. So let's add this vendor outstanding also. So I'll go into the trade payables, top groups and ledgers, trade payables, configure this vendor outstanding, vendor outstanding, top five, trade payables, ledger wise, closing balance, data, lakhs, vendor outstanding. Now I want the vendor outstanding to be below the customer outstanding. So what position are we in? So the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So we'll configure this vendor outstanding to a seventh position. Yeah, right. Yeah. Now we'll add one more tile here. I also want to see the customer outstanding, or I just want to see like how much time do I get receive the income from the customers. So we can add ratios out. We can add ratios here as well. I want to see a ratio of how frequently the amount is received from the customers. So we'll add a ratio here. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry. Yeah. So yeah. So I'll add one more tile here.
You've unmuted yourself again, Shreyansh. Mr. Shreyansh, I'm unable to hear you.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah, perfect. Yes.
Okay, okay. So I'll add one more tile here of the ratios. Like I want to see what our intent was. I want to see a ratio of how frequently our money is received from the customers. So I'll add a ratio here.
Shreyansh, you're unmuting. I'm not sure how is this happening.
I don't
Not
know.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now we can hear you. Yes.
yeah. So we'll click on add tile, alt T. We'll select accounting ratios here. Accounting ratios. We'll again configure this. So I want the amount which is like how frequently the amount is collected from the customers. So I'll give the name customer collection turnover. I'll remove all the ratios here. Like there are a lot of ratios: working capital, inventory, current ratio, quick ratio, debt equity, receivable turnover in days. We'll select this. Return on investment will not select. Just this, yeah. So we are getting this customer collection turnover, which is 44.23 days. Which means I get my amount from the customers in approx 40 to 44 days. Now I want to configure this. I want the expense trend to be below the expenses. So again we have to relocate this. So we'll click on the expense trend. We configure this. We'll select the last position 9. So so in this way our dashboard is ready. So again, I'm saying this is my use case. This is my requirement. This again depends on your requirement, what you want, what are your requirements, or what are clients' requirements, and accordingly you can design your own dashboard. This is my dashboard which I designed, right? So any queries here? We have completed one dashboard. So any queries? Yeah, we'll do one dashboard for GST also. We'll do one dashboard on GST also. So let's proceed. Now the most important thing in the dashboard is uh, earlier in our times, like 6 years back, there was a lot of power outages and all in Calcutta. I'm basically from Calcutta, so there were a lot of power outages. So I was working on an Excel file. I created a lot of pivot tables, analysis, filters, everything. Suddenly the power went out, and my computer got shut down. Now the thing was, when I restarted the computer, I didn't got anything. The reason was because I didn't saved that working in Excel. So in spite of the fact how beautiful or how informative your dashboard is, if you don't save your dashboard, it won't appear the next time when you close and open your tally. So the saving of dashboard is the most important part, which you need to consider and keep in mind. So how to save this dashboard? So you'll see an option here, save view. We'll click on the save view option. I give a name here, say dashboard 18th March 2026. Set this as default view for the report. I'll click on no. Show additional configuration, yes. So if I click on all companies here, there's an option save view for all companies or this company. If I click on all companies, so if when I open any company in my tally, I'll get this option to select this dashboard and view. Or if I want that this dashboard is specifically for this company, so I'll select on this company. Why we are doing this is different companies are different groupings. Like a simple example would be like the sundry debtors and trade receivables. So for that reason, we'll select this company, save with the selected period not required. So we can change the period also in the dashboard. So the dashboard gets updated automatically. We'll click on OK. Yeah. Yes. Right. So our dashboard is saved now. Now, if we close now we have moved back to the gateway tally. Now, when we open dashboard again, we get the default dashboard here. Now, if you want to go to our dashboard, which we have created now, how we can do this? We'll click on this go to option, uh, Alt G, this go to option here. This G option, Alt G. We'll click on Alt G here. Sorry, Control. Yeah, we'll click on Alt G here. We'll get one dashboard here. We'll just type dashboard. We'll see all the dashboards which are there. There's a dashboard which we have created today, 18th March 2026. We'll select that. So we get the entire dashboard which we have created. We can view this, right? So I hope everyone are clear with how to save a dashboard and how important it is. Okay. So yeah, someone had a query regarding GST dashboard. So I created a GST dashboard. Due to paucity of time, I won't be able to design the dashboard here. But I created a dashboard which I can show you. I'll again go to. There's a I'll write dashboard. There's a dashboard GST. I'll click on that. So I have to configure this. Just a second. Huh. So this is what we are seeing. The first is sales. Here we have selected duties and taxes. So there may be TDS. TDS is also in the duties and taxes. So we need to regroup it in the original tally so that we can get all the GST part here. Or we need to create a separate group of GST so we can get the GST part here. Then the GST liability, the tax liability, and the ITC. Then there's a GSTR1 pending points. How we got this style, this one or this one. These are the general types like the GST ledger closing and the sales, which we have seen in the our earlier dashboard also. How we have got the GST liability? You'll click on Alt A. There was a separate heading of statutory. There's a GST liability ITC part. If you select that, you will get this type of tile. Again, this GST1 pending points and GSTR3B pending points. Like Tally has given us a feature to we can file our GST returns directly from the Tally itself. We can also upload we can also download the invoices for the reconciliation part. So for that reason, this gives an option here, like GSTR pending points is when you proceed to filing the GSTR1, there are some invoices which are not unreconciled, or there are some invoices in which there are error or anything. Those details get displayed here. So how we'll open this tile? You'll click on Alt A, again statutory. Alt A. You'll go to the statutory part. There's a GST pending points. If you'll click here, you'll get two options: GSTR1, GSTR3B. When you select this, you'll get this type of tiles: GSTR1, GSTR3B. These two tiles you'll get. Now again, there are three more tiles. There are GSTR1 recon pending, GSTR2A recon pending, GSTR2B recon pending. This usually happens when we download the GST returns from the portal and we try to match it with the books transactions. So there may be some unreconciled transactions, there may be some reconciled transactions and all that stuff. So you can see that you can add these tiles by clicking on Alt A. Again, with the statutory part, there's a GST recon pending action. Then you will get three options: GSTR1, GSTR2A, 2B. So when you select that, you'll get these three options here, right? So this is a basic GST dashboard which you can see. So we'll get a bird's eye view of what are the pending things and what is the total sales and the GST liability and all that. This we can create. For the GST part. Now one more thing. See, these dashboards are specific only with the computer in which you are operating. Right. Now, if you want that you have created a dashboard for a client, or if you are a consultant, or if you're working in a company, and if you have created one dashboard, and if you wanted to be if you wanted to display to the the management or to your clients, how can you do that? If you if you are working on a PC or anything and you don't have the option to display your PC there, so these dashboards can be like these are portable and you can install it in the client system or the management system as well. How we can do this? Let's see this. There's a In the tally option. This is the TallyPrime. You'll just right click and go to the properties. You'll select open file location. like the C drive or wherever your TallyPrime is installed. There you will see a folder called config, CONFIG. In config, you will see report views. So what we have done till now in the TallyPrime, we have done the right click. We have select properties. We have gone to the open file location. There we have selected the config folder. There we have selected report views. Now whatever dashboard you have created are displayed here. So you just need to select that dashboard. You need to copy it
Uh,
and
Shreyansh,
yes.
the screen is not moving.
Okay, just a second. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, sorry. So what we have done till now is it visible?
We can see the desktop.
Yeah. So we have selected Tally. We have done right click. We have selected properties. In properties, we have selected open file location. There we have selected the config option, CONFIG. We have selected the report views option. So here we'll see all the different types of dashboards which you have created. You can just copy this, save it in a folder, and in the specific machine of the client where you want to display the dashboard, you just go to the Tally config option. In the report, you just paste this dashboard which you have created. So that will automatically get visible in the client Tally also. In that specific company, if you have selected that dashboard view in a company-wise option. So in this way, you can also create the dashboard in your computer and you can install it in the third-party computer as well. So this was one of a powerful feature which we can do. So we are good till here. Now again, one more thing.
So can you print this? There's a question. Is it also printable?
It I can print this. There's an option of printing. But based on my understanding, this dashboard is not intended to be printed. It is rather to be used within Tally only because of its interconnectivity. Like you can select professional fees, you can click and enter.
Drill
You go to
down.
the
Yeah.
voucher wise view. Yeah, drill down view. So this is like what I think is Tally is not intended to give this dashboard for the print view. Rather, it is to be used within the Tally only. And if you'll go to the print option, let's see how it if you print how it comes. We select the current tile only. We'll configure this. We'll select say PDF only. Just a second. Yeah, and we'll select on print. Desktop. We got this sales style. So I don't think it is much of an help here. Like if you want to print, you can print it. But yeah, if we select all the tiles and we print, like say all tiles, configure, and if we print here, this will create separate pages of separate tiles. Like say there are 10 tiles. So just a second. This will create separate pages for separate tiles. If there are 10 tiles, it will create 10 pages. So it is somewhat like this, which is I don't think much productive when we do on the print side. Rather, if we use it in the Tally only, it would be much more productive. So I hope I've addressed the query.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now there's one more feature here. Like when we click on Alt A to add a tile, there are show inactive options which are disabled, like company-wise comparison and all that. So let's open one more company here and see like how this option works. Just a second. I'll open one more company here. So this is one of our customers company. So I'll click on dashboard. I'll delete all the tiles here once. I'll add a new tile. So if you'll observe, the company-wise comparison is now been activated. First, let me select our company. Just a second. Yeah. First, we'll select our company here. Yeah, and we'll go to the dashboard. Sorry. Yeah, we'll clear. Now, if you want to do the company-wise comparison of sales or the net profit, suppose, we'll select net profit. So you'll get a comparison like both the companies, what are the net profit. If you want to configure this network comparison, we can do this with graph and data also. We'll do this bar, scale factor lakhs. Done. So it comes something like this. Similarly, you can do this for gross profit, sales, cost center. There are a lot of options here. You just need to explore and based on your requirements, you need to design the dashboard and fill up the canvas with your own colors. This is just my use case. So let's explore this. I would invite all of you to please explore this feature. One of the one of the most powerful features, but yet very underutilized. So any query till now? So we are completed. We are complete with the dashboard part. Any query on the dashboard part we can take here. Komalji?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one that somebody said, ki, can you show the default tally tiles? Ki one, if
Yeah,
no customization is done, how can you see the
right.
tally? Yeah.
So so the default tally or the default tally tile is the default view. Even if you do a customized, if you create a customized dashboard, when you go to the gateway tally and when you again enter to the dashboard, you will see the default view only. So this is the default view. You'll see the sales trend, purchase trend, cash inflow, outflow, trading details, asset liabilities, receivable payables, cash and bank, top groups ledgers like the bank accounts, accounting ratios, inventory details. And also Tally itself gives two default dashboards here. If you go to Alt G, click on dashboard, there are two default dashboards. One is purchase dashboard and one is sales dashboard. So if you click on the sales dashboard, you'll see all the sales related options here, like the sales trend, group trend, trading details, cash and bank, sales order outstanding, stock groups, receivable payable, accounting ratio. Similarly, you can go to the purchase dashboard. You will see the purchase trend, trading details, purchase order outstanding, stock groups, receivable payables. So you can see the default view. If you go out of the like the dashboard gateway of Tally and again you enter the dashboard, that is the default view of the dashboard unless you change them. So yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
most of them are to repeat certain things, but in the interest of time, so let me inform you this recording will be available and it will be uploaded in our CA Connect playlist. And if time permits, Mr. Shreyansh can take it again. Maybe
Yeah.
we can proceed with the bank statement import and then
Yes.
we'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
They are saying in which version we can proceed. Sir, it is in, it has been since TallyPrime 4.0 version. So if you're already using 6.0 or 7.0, the latest version, you should be having all the options available already.
right, and I want to add to this. Like there's no separate TDL on any external thing which you need to install for this Tally. In the original Tally version, you will get the dashboard feature there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it possible to show current and previous year comparison in the dashboard?
Current and previous year comparison. Yeah. Yes. Just a second. I will show that. Uh, so so I'll go with the sales trend only. Just delete, delete, delete. If you'll see, there's a sales trend from April 25 to March 26. I'll add one more sales trend. I'll change the period to April 24 to March 25. So you can compare the sales trend of the current year and the previous year. Similar way, you can do this for other types of tiles also. You just need to change the period and add the same tile again, and you can compare that. It cannot be done in the single tile, but it can be done in different tiles. In this way, you can do the comparison part.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
I think we have one last question. They are asking if, like we have shown like GST dashboard and all, any dashboard possible for the TDS?
Ma'am, again, that I've told in the beginning also. So, see, I have used it for this purpose. So I have this type of dashboard. I need to
No,
work on the
they're
TDS
asking if
dashboard.
it is
Yeah,
possible. I think that
yeah,
should
yeah.
be.
It is possible. It is
We can
possible. It's
customize
not that.
basis
Yeah,
your
we
own.
can
Yeah.
customize that, and like we need to explore all the fields. So we'll get a like a fair idea of how we can create the dashboard for TDS also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairly, as Sir has shown how you can customize the dashboard, and I would request you all to please refer to the recording once again. And basis yours and your clients' needs, you can customize dashboards for them as well. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Strange, I think we can move to the other topic, else we'll not be able to finish. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I close this company. Just a so there is one more feature in Tally through which in Excel we can configure the like the bank statements. Like the bank statement, we can export in Excel, and we can pass the bank entries automatically through the export feature. Be it any number of entries, we can do it automatically in a matter of minutes. So how we can do this? Let's see that. So I've opened a company, bank import demo company, right? I have this demo bank statement in which there are date, narration. This is a bank statement of HDFC Bank. So I hope in HDFC in Excel format we get this type of statement only. So date, narration, check reference value, withdrawal amount, deposit amount, and closing balance, right? So there's a feature in Tally of import. We'll click on import. We'll go to manage option. Now there are two options there: sample Excel file and mapping template. So first we need to uh, create a sample Excel file. So we'll click on sample Excel. And now there are two types of sample Excel. One is for masters and transactions. Now, if we need to create ledgers or groups or stock items or anything, which like the basic thing for passing in entries, we need to create that. We'll select the masters, and when if we need to pass the transactions, we need to pass the entries. We'll select the transactions. So I select the transactions part. I'll give the location. I'll rename this since I already have one more file with accounting voucher. I'll rename it with one accounting voucher. I'll export. So I get this file. This type of file we get: voucher date, voucher type, voucher number, buyer sale pin code, ledger name, ledger amount, ledger amount debit credit, item name, bill quantity, item date per item or change mode. Now, if you'll observe in the headers, there are some headers which are bold. Those headers are mandatory, which you need to fill, because without filling those fields where the headers are bold, you won't be able to pass any entry even through the import feature. So the voucher date, voucher type name, ledger name, these are the mandatory fields. So let's see how we can do this. First, we'll copy the data from our bank statement here. So first is the voucher date. We take the date from the bank statement. We'll copy this. Voucher type name. We'll do this afterwards. Ledger name. So we'll create. So like I've created one ledger here. Just a second. HDFC. So the most important for any import, the ledger name or any ledger which you are using should be exactly the same as it is feeded in Tally. If there is even a one space or comma or full stop extra, the import won't work. You need to keep it exactly same to what has been created in Tally. So I copy this, I write here, I give the ledger amount. So now two, three things we need to do with our Excel bank statement. See, the first thing, uh, when we deposit, when there's a deposit of any amount, the bank gets debited or credited. I request everyone to please reply in the chat box so we can do this. In our tally in the bank account, it gets credited or debited. In the tally, when we pass an entry for any deposit, debit, right? So yeah. So we'll use some basic Excel formulas here, which will complete our task in a much faster way. We'll use the if function here. If this we'll select the deposit amount column cell, and we'll write the formula. If this cell is equal to 0, comma, credit, CR, inverted, comma, debit. If it is not equal to 0, that will show debit. Otherwise, it will show credit. This is what we are trying to do with the if function. And click on enter. So it is coming debit. Now we'll drag this formula. Now we'll drag it later. So this is the first one. Then we'll do, so when you're debiting the bank account, usually what kind of voucher we enter in, like voucher as in voucher type. Like if you'll see this window, this is a payment voucher type, right? And if I do it F6, this is a receipt voucher type, F7 journal, F8 sales, F9 purchase. So most of the time when the bank account is debited, what voucher type do we use? Receipt or payment or any other voucher? Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are comments in the chat. Three people said received more debit.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So we'll go with so it's a receipt, right? So we'll write here equal to, again, we'll use the if function. If this is equal to dr, debit, comma, receipt. Sorry. Just a second. Otherwise, if it is not debit, then it will be payment. Right? So if it is debit, it will be receipt. Otherwise, it will be payment. Now we'll drag this. We'll select both the rows, including the first row where we have written the formula. We'll press Control D. Sorry. So the formula gets dragged down here. So if you'll see, like in this one, this is a withdrawal. So we are getting credit and payment option here, right? So we'll write this. Why we have done this? The receipt payment part. We'll copy this. Since there is a formula here, we need to do paste special in the voucher type. We'll do Control Alt V. Values. The voucher type came again in the debit
Somebody has
credit.
asked about the contra entry as well for the cash deposit.
Yeah, I'll go to it. I'll deal with the contra part later.
Yeah.
Yeah, just. So again, we'll do the debit credit. We'll copy this. We'll do the paste special in the ledger amount debit credit, and we'll value paste. The debit credit part is the most important because otherwise Tally won't be able to understand what needs to be debited and what needs to be credited. Then we have to select the amount here, right? So we'll do this, the withdrawal plus the deposit. Since these are mutually exclusive columns. So what do you mean by mutually exclusive? If there's an amount in the deposit column, there won't be any amount in the withdrawal column, and vice versa. So we are adding both the columns. So we'll get an amount here. And why we are adding this? Because the both columns distinction is already been taken care of by the voucher type and the debit credit part. So we are adding this. We'll again control D. The amount gets added here. Copy, paste value. Okay. And since we are passing the entries and all, so we would be requiring the narration also. So this is the narration. I'll copy this. I'll paste it in the last option, change mode. I can also create a separate field, but this change mode column is intended to be a residual column, which you can use it as per our requirement. So I'm using it for the narration column. I'll paste this. Now what's left here is I'll select the bank column only. It gets copied. So there's an issue here. When the bank is getting debited, something needs to be credited, right? So you can do this one thing here based on the narration. You can write the expense ledger names, or the say if it is a contra entry, there should be a bank detail also. So you can write the bank name also, and wherever when you are bifurcating the bank narrations into the ledgers, wherever there are contra entries in the bank, when you select the bank account, you need to manually change this to the contra entry. That won't be possible with the formulas and all. That you need to manually change it. So the contra query gets like I'm trying to address it here. So here you can do the based on the narration, you can do the filtering, and you can create the expense ledgers or the party ledgers or the bank account ledgers. You can select here. You can write all the ledgers here, and the ledgers which you'll write here will copy that below this. Now I'll show this again, like how we'll do that. Due to the positive time, I'm taking all the entries as suspense. Like our intention here is how to import this bank statement through Excel in Tally. So the mapping part can be done by you also. I'm just trying to like how to import this. We'll check that first. So I've created a ledger also of suspense account. Right? Just I'll get a suspense account. I'll copy this. I'll write it here. Control D. For the sake of time, I'm using suspense account for all the entries, right? Now again, when we are debiting the bank account, we took this column debit credit, right? So for the suspense account, we need to like inversely invert this to, if it is a debit, it should be a credit in the suspense account. Otherwise, the entry won't match. There should be a corresponding credit for every debit and vice versa, right? So we'll again use this if formula here. We'll select if this is equal to debit, comma, credit, comma, debit. So what we are saying is, if in the H column there's a debit, we want in the L column credit, and if there's a credit, we want debit here. Enter. So it comes the opposite way. So for every debit, there's a credit coming, and for every credit, there's a debit coming. Right. So now what we'll do, now what we are doing is one of the major parts of this Excel import function. I'll copy the entire part from the date till the change mode. Copy. I'll give one line space. I'll give say 2 line spaces here. I'll paste the data which I've copied above here. I won't be changing anything apart from the ledger name and the debit credit. I repeat once again, I have copied the entire part which we have done up in the upper part. We have copied the same. We are given two lines and we have pasted the same. We won't be changing anything else in the second part apart from the ledger name and the debit credit, right? So in the ledger name, what we'll write? We'll write suspense account. We'll copy the suspense account. We'll do pay special suspense account, and the debit credit we'll write. We'll copy this. We'll do pay special. We'll write this, right? So we are clear till this. Any queries here?
One of the question was, is it possible for all banks? So I just shared the link of list of the banks supported by TallyPrime. I'll share it
Yeah.
in the chat as well.
This is like the Excel import is possible for all the banks.
Yeah.
There's
Okay. So
no,
you are talking
yeah,
in Excel import perspective
ha,
only.
ha,
Okay.
ha.
Then you can, yeah.
Any
I'll
bank it
share
is possible. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that the bank statement should be in the Excel format.
Yeah. So, Shreyansh, could you also, add to it because now that TallyPrime also supports
Yes,
direct
yes, yes.
Excel and CSV,
So,
so in that easier way, if you can just show,
yes.
uh, yeah,
So there's one more option here. Like there's a connected banking option in Tally through which there are, I think, four banks till now.
yeah.
I
So connected banking, not necessarily because connected banking gives an end-to-end banking solution. Now we have connected payments as well,
right, right.
but there are like list of 140 plus banks where
Huh,
you can just download the bank statements in CSV or the Excel format and then
huh,
import in Tally. So
huh.
that
But
bit I think majorly people can be using because they might have.
yeah, that is I think, ma'am, that is basically for the reconciliation part.
Yeah, that helps with the entry
Yeah.
also and
Okay.
reconciliation as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what my understanding is that is for the reconciliation part. So I like we are doing with the tally passing of
Excel
the
import
entries,
feature.
passing of the entries, right?
Mhm,
So yeah,
mhm.
so we'll proceed with that. So this till here it is we are done. Now we'll give a for the first part. I've purposefully broken the above and the like the lower part in the in between. Purposely given two blank lines. So in the first part, we'll be giving the numberings in the voucher number 1, 2, 3, and we'll drag this. I'll just click on double click. Just a second. I'll just click on double click. Now, since it is broken, it won't be moving further. It will come till the last receipt. And what we have done here, we'll just copy this numbering and we'll again paste it here. Okay. And we'll select the entire table till the last entry of the suspense account as well as the bank. We'll select everything, the entire table. We'll insert the filter option here. The shortcut for filter is Control Shift L. We have inserted a filter here. Now, what I'm going to do next is the most important part. Before that, we first need to arrange the bank statement data in this format, and then only we will be doing this function. Because after this function is done, we won't be able to like do any rectification or do any organization in the data. So this is the most important part. Once we have done all the things, then only we'll do this. So I'll click on voucher number. I'll sort it from smallest to largest. So you'll observe, if you'll observe here, bank suspense, debit credit, it gets arranged accordingly, right? Now we'll save this. Now we'll go to the tally. Now we'll again go to the import. There was one more feature of mapping template. I've already created one mapping template here. So you need to like when you are creating it for the first time, you need to go to the create option. I've created it, so I'll be showing the template. I've created one template named bank entry. I'll be selecting my file, the accounting voucher, which we have done now. I'll select the path, one accounting voucher, which we have done. So there are two worksheets there. If you'll observe, accounting voucher and accounting voucher readme. We'll select the accounting voucher. So what happens is when we select the accounting voucher, all the headers gets mapped here according to the like get selected, and we need to do the mapping of the tally with the Excel headers. So the tally understands which header is to be matched with what header of TallyPrime while passing of the entries. So we'll so first, the mandatory were the voucher date, voucher type name, ledger amount. So voucher type name, there's a voucher type name here also in Excel. So if you'll observe, the first are the fields in the TallyPrime, the second are the column headers in Excel. Then the voucher date, we'll select the voucher date in Excel. Voucher narration, we have selected change mode here. If everyone is observed, for the voucher narration, we have selected change mode, which we have done here, change mode. Okay. Then for voucher number, we'll select voucher number, ledger name, ledger amount, debit credit. Now these two, I have done it based on my experience of using import. Is what happens usually is if we'll not map these two bank allocation amount and instrument date, it creates a glitch when we do the bank reconciliation. The entries get passed according like rightfully, but when we do the bank reconciliation, we won't be able to see these entries which we have passed in the bank account. So in order to see those entries during the bank reconciliation, we select the bank allocation part also. So bank allocation amount is equal to ledger amount, and bank allocation instrument date is equal to voucher date. So we map this. So we have downloaded a template file. We have arranged our bank statement using some formulas. We have copied the data to our template. We have copied the data giving 2 lines break, and then we have copied. Then we have arranged then we have selected. Then we have changed the ledger name and the voucher number. Then we have arranged the data, and then we have created the template. Now we'll import the entries. So again, we'll go to the import feature, Alt-O. We'll select transactions. We'll go to a path, one accounting feature, one accounting voucher. We'll select the worksheet name, accounting voucher. We'll select our template, bank entry, preview import summary, yes, backup company data. If you want a backup, you can take, otherwise it is not required. So when we select this, it gives a preview of what are the entries there. So there are 152 receipt entries and 85 payment entries. We'll click on import. So all the entries are passed. So how many entries were there? If you will see here, the bank statement, just a second. There were about approx 237 entries. So we'll see this here. If you'll see, all the entries are passed here. Bank account to suspense. As also the narration, the exact narration which was in the bank statement has been passed here. It is only that it is in the receipt payment part. So when you will map the ledgers, you can you can change the voucher type to contra as well. So in this way, we can do the bank import also. Any queries on this?
So they're asking if the mapping is required if they are using the Tally template.
Yes, mapping is required because Tally template is just a what do I say? It's just a Excel. It's just an Excel file in which format the Tally understands what we are writing. But how will the Tally match those fields which are given in the Tally template with the predefined templates of the Tally? So for that purpose, we need to create a mapping template so that it matches the fields which we have filled up with the Tally fields and accordingly passes the entry.
Yeah. And somebody's asking for the contra entry part.
Yes. So, ma'am, I have told that like when we will be writing the expense or the party ledgers based on the narration part. If there are contra entries, we will write the bank details, and we have to manually change the voucher type to contra. That we cannot do using any formula.
Okay, noted. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a few questions on the Tally bank statement. So I'm just sharing one more CA Connect link where which
Yeah.
we had covered for the bank statement import and the connected banking bit, because in the interest of time we'll not be able to cover all the
Yes.
banking features. So
Uh-huh.
you can refer to this link. Yeah, one second. I'll send the link in Hindi as well. I just found the Hindi link actually. Hope that helps. Yeah. So I think the content part is over. We can take up the queries. So any queries now for the dashboard also we can take up. We
Yes.
actually have
Yes.
4 minutes exactly. So if you can put in. So there are three raised hands. Do you still have question? Uh, I'll allow one of them. Okay, Mr. Veer Sangapa. One second. Yeah. Um, Mr. Veer Sangapa, I've unmuted you. Can you ask your question? Okay. Do we have any further questions? Please put in the Q&A so that we can keep a track of it. No further questions. So once again, uh, one second, I'm just checking the questions again. I have a query regarding where I can find the list of credit limits list of our clients. I'm not sure of the question. Shreyanshi, if you understood it.
Ma'am, I didn't got the question.
Yeah,
Like,
same here
yeah.
actually. Regarding where I can find the list of credit limit list of our clients. I don't get it. I don't think it's a Tally Prime related query. Any further question? Can we directly import Excel bank XML file?
No, we have to like the bank Excel file needs to be arranged, and we have to use the tally template only, and with the help of the mapping template, we'll export that.
Yeah.
Import the same
Yeah.
in the tally.
And as much as I know that you can also import and if the file is in CSV file
Yeah,
uh,
maybe yes,
also.
yes,
So
yes,
yeah, so Mr. Mahesh, I've shared the link as well to you if you
yes,
want to refer to the CA Connect. It's fairly easy, brief session. You can take that part directly from
yes,
there.
yes.
And the CA Connect playlist I'll share once again so that you can see on whatever topics relevant for you. As I could see, there are a lot of new people who have joined CA Connect for the first time. So I am sharing the link which of this year's playlist. We have one more session that's going to be in the last session of this year. That will be on the year end checks needed for GST. So we are going to cover that. So please do join. Stay tuned for the invite. I'm just sharing. Is it possible to compare only opening balances of two company? That's one question.
Opening balances of two companies.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure. Like, we have the features of debit credit transactions and closing balances. We don't
Yeah.
have like I have not explored any feature of opening
In
balances
fact,
in
yeah.
Tally.
In fact,
Yeah.
even of two
But
company, I'm not
but
sure.
yeah, we can like there's a turnaround to this. Like you can use the closing balance of the last year with the like the balance of the like the previous year.
Previous year. Yeah.
Previous year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay,
in that
I've
way you can.
shared the playlist, and also like we know majority of us are chartered accountants, and if you're still not part of our community, you can please join our CA community so that you can continue to get invites of the thing. Mr. Kapil, we do not have tally data that we can give you because it's a client's data. I'm sure we are not authorized to do it. So the data we use are taken where we basically customize the data, we put it in a way, but we have special permissions for that. So no. We'll request you if you can practice on your own data and then implement on your own. Yeah. Okay, Shreyansh, I think that's exactly 4:30, and I could see you have a 5 p.m. session as well. So
Yes,
you
yes.
need to give your throat some rest. That was great session. I'm sure.
Thank you.
In fact, I could see a lot of engagement around the dashboard feature, and everybody appreciated a lot. So let's hope that dashboard doesn't remain the underutilized feature in TallyPrime.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank you so much to the audience. I'll make sure that the recording gets uploaded in a 1 day or two because tomorrow is a festival. So let's hope it gets uploaded by Friday. Thank you
Okay,
so much,
okay.
Shreyansh ji. I'll
Thank you,
now
ma'am.
end the session. Thank you,
Thank
audience.
you. Thank you.